Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. First of all, sorry for taking so long to make another video. So I got the call for my second round of interview in Amazon for business analyst post. The gap between the two rounds of interviews was around I think 20 to 25 days. So they called me and scheduled the interview for around after 3 days, and it was in noon around 1:30 p.m. So in this round of interview, they basically asked technical questions, and in the first round, they already asked the question regarding the profile. So in this round, they were really focused on SQL and Python and the basic HR questions. So my interview was for around I think 1 hour and 15 minutes. So and they asked I think maybe 8 to 10 questions. So basically they are cross questioning the answers that you are trying to give, and they just want to know whether you know the deep knowledge of the questions or you understand the questions well or not. And they will ask basic question, that is not a problem. So they will give you a database or table, something like that, and they will ask you a couple of questions, and when you answer those questions, they will cross question on that, and when they are satisfied, maybe then they will move to the next question. So 8 to 10 questions were asked, and in the end there were 2 to 3 I think HR questions. So you can very well prepare the HR questions from the internet. So after the interview, I noticed some of the questions. So basically, I think one or two were left. The rest of the questions I noted down, and I will just share my screen and show the questions to you. So you guys can go through the questions and you can search answers on the internet. I will also suggest what answer I gave. But the thing is that in technical round of interview, the questions might not be same. The interviewer will be different, and he will ask different questions based on the profile and the project that you will be working on. So let's come to the screen and I will show you the questions that were asked to me. So now you can see my screen, and these are some of the questions that were asked to me. And when the interview started, in my case, the interviewer came and he asked some general question, where I'm living and what I have done in my previous job, and why did I left the company, and what is my experience in that company and where else I have worked. And he also asked regarding my educational background, whether I have done post graduation or not, or where I have done post graduation and my graduation. So after I think that thing went on for around 10 minutes, and after those 10 minutes he began interviewing the technical questions. So these are the questions. So you can see there were two people in the interview, and one person asked me all these questions, and the other person was I think HR. So he asked me, so the HR asked me these three questions in the last session of the interview. So okay, so the first question is, can you tell us a little about yourself? So in this question you can basically tell about your educational background, where you belong, and what are your hobbies, and what achievements you have made in your previous project or your previous job, and what extraordinary you might have done in extracurricular activities or like sports or something like that. And so the second question was, what interests you about this position. So they are trying to ask, why have you applied for this position. So in this case, see, you can tell about the project that you have done that involved some kind of business analysis. So I did my project in my MTech where I made a weather monitoring station for ISRO. So I told them about that project. Basically, I was the project lead in that project. So I was guiding BTech students so that they can manufacture different kind of rain instruments, and I was managing the entire project. So that was the best role that I thought I could mention over here. So you guys can also go through this question and think about whatever you have done that can be mentioned over here. So the third question is, why do you want to work for our companies. So in this question they are looking at whether you are really wishing to join Amazon, or just you are looking for some jobs and you have also applied in Amazon. So you can tell them that yeah, Amazon is a reputed company and working there will be a great honor for you. So whatever comes into your mind you can just say over there, and just be honest and just be to the point. Whatever you feel, why you are trying to apply to Amazon or why do you want to work with Amazon, just whatever comes into your mind you can tell over there. So in technical round there were I think 7 to 8 questions, but I only remember these questions. So the first question is like, how did you use SQL and Python in your last job. So basically my last job was in pharma domain. We were using Python and SQL in marketing of different drugs. So I just mentioned what was the impact of using SQL and Python in case of the pharma domain projects, and I gave them a couple of examples regarding the project also. So they were satisfied with this question. So the second question was join functions and evaluate the output. So basically they gave me a, no, they didn't give me, they made me write a table, a small table. The table was around 6 to 8 lines of data. So he asked me to join the table. There were 2 to 3 tables. So he asked me 2 to 3 questions on those joins and different tables, and he made me write those questions on the note. The thing that I noticed was that he was not focusing on the syntax, hardcore syntax of the question. He was basically trying to figure out whether you know the approach of the questions or not. So the third question, he write a SQL query to get the average cost of courier in each state per month. This was a really specific question for business analysis profile. So he gave me a table that had the order date and courier date and the state and the cost of the courier service. So they were basically trying to figure out the average cost that was spent on courier services per month for a product in each state. So this was some profile specific question. So and there was a theoretical question regarding SQL constraints. So you can go through the internet and learn about SQL constraints. And some there were random questions on Python database. So basically he was trying to know whether I worked on Python or not. So he made me create a table, and he made some data update and deletion of some of the rows in the database. And see, these questions were not written in a compiler or something like that. They were basically written in a notepad he gave. So the interview was on video call, and he just told me to write the question on notepad, and I wrote the question, and he cross-checked the question, and he was done. So these are some of the questions. So the interview, like I said, was around 1 hour and 15 minutes. The questions were not much difficult, but they were trying to get into the depth of the question. You know the question and you understand the question. If you don't understand the question, you can just re-ask them, and it will make themselves clear to you. My interview was conducted around 8 to 10 days ago, but I didn't get time to post a video regarding this, and so today I got the time and I made this video, and you guys can go through the questions. And I have also made the video on the assessment test and also on the part 1 of the interview session and the round 1 of the interview, where they asked me the interview question based on the business profile. So this is it. So if I hear from them next, I will make another video and let you guys know. For any questions, you can just write in the comment and I will answer those questions to you. You guys can let me know for what profile or other company you want to know the interview process or the questions that are asked in the interview. So thank you. Please like, share, subscribe. Thank you. Bye bye.